Hello everyone, how are you on this beautiful day of life? I hope you're doing amazing. My name is Colleen Gallagher. If you've never been introduced to me or met me, hi, welcome. Please let me know when you join, or if you watch the replay, always share #replay. I believe that social media is such a tool of connectivity. I know it's been in my life, and so I always love knowing who's watching so I can say hello, because if I don't know that you're here and you're watching on the replay, then I wouldn't be able to say hi to you, and that defeats the purpose of me believing that this is a platform for connection. So once you join, say where you're tuning in from, and today I'd love for you to share with me what's your favorite color. I always love knowing that about people. So mine is pink and baby blue. Those are my two. So I'm in the middle of a 31-day live series, for those of you who don't know, and this 31-day live series is all about ways that we break our heart or we experience heartbreak, and how to really overcome that heartbreak and overcome that pain. And today, specifically, I want to talk about avoidance. So many of us actually avoid feeling our feelings. We avoid actually understanding what's going on, or we avoid people. And this is a really good tactic that we use, that we think we're using it as a self-protection mechanism. Like, if I just avoid this, if I just avoid my boss, if I just avoid this conflict, if I just avoid this feeling of feeling uncomfortable, of feeling rejected, of feeling whatever that it is, everything's gonna be totally fine. And I'm gonna get into how this breaks our heart. But before I get into that, I want to share the reason I'm doing this 31-day live series. Today is day 28, is because my third book is coming out, An Uncompromised Life, which is the absolutely most incredible book I've ever written. It's one of the most incredible journeys you will ever go on if you are in the personal development world or starting your journey of personal development. And what do I mean by personal development? That's probably a good question to start. So for those of you maybe who don't know, if you look at much like humanity, so how has humanity evolved, how have we developed, how from villages, like when you think of tribes, Native Americans, into where we are now with robotic and AI technology. Much is the same with human development at an individual level. How do we really develop ourselves to live into our potential and find our purpose and be the person that we know we were meant to become? And that's really where my passion lies. And in this series that I'm doing, it's really guiding you to understand this portion of heartbreak and this really big desire we all have to be deeply and feel deeply in love. And in my life, I think a lot of people look at it and it's like, oh, she's travels all over, she has these businesses, it's, must be easy for her. And my life wasn't always that way. I wasn't always this girl that was happy and positive and had this great outlook. I've had to personally develop myself to create new habits and new beliefs and new mindsets to understand what were ways that I was actually causing suffering and pain in my own life. And so with that, I wrote my third book. I had a very toxic relationship that ended very badly. I had a lot of really great learning lessons in it. But I know that if I was going through this, there had to be many other people who have gone through horrific heartbreak and pain and loss of someone, like a grandma or a grandpa or a child or a parent that they had to grieve over. And I wrote this specifically to really understand how to turn this into a love story. And if someone does pass away that's close to you, how do we create communication channels? How do we accept the miracles and memories that we did make? And so a big way that we break our heart, which is what I kind of shared. Before I get into that, when you watch this, if you share it, just share it on your social media channel and tag me. I am Colleen Gallagher, or the Colleen Gallagher on Facebook. You get entered into win a drawing at the end of the month, which we're almost there, October 31st, Saturday, where you get a signed copy of my first book, Live Your Truth, a signed copy of my third book, An Uncompromised Life, my Oracle deck, which you'll get, and then the first person gets 2 one-on-one calls with me, and the second and third get 1 one-on-one call with me. And so make sure to share it. But today I want to go a little bit deeper into this avoidance. So we break our own heart, or a lot of times we experience heartbreak when we avoid our feelings. And people may ask us, men or women, like, how are you feeling? And we always know how we're feeling. Even if it's like, hey, I need space. Hey, I feel like it's over. Hey, I feel like whatever. Like, the truth is our soul our being, our body inside of us, we always know what we're feeling. We always know. There's no like, I'm not sure, I don't know. Like, no, we always know what we're feeling. And so when we avoid these feelings or we avoid these things, it causes a huge disruption in the energetic field. And the energetic field is something that's invisible, but you can feel it, right? If you put your hands really close to each other, you can feel energy moving. Well, we have an energetic field between us and everyone else around us. And so in this energetic field, if we avoid something, we may be doing it in our physical body, but the energy of what we're feeling is still present. And so if we physically are saying, I'm avoiding this, even though it's still present in here, we're causing a lot of resistance and like combustion, like something that's getting like steam is like filling up that we're not talking about. And eventually it's gonna blow. Because anything that we avoid, like let's say we've avoided plastic on the planet for so long and now it's a major problem, like global warming is a major problem on the planet. A lot of things are a major problem on the planet right now, but when you avoid, right, we've avoided looking at it because people were looking at money or people looking at this. The same things happens with our emotions and our heartbreaks. So the more that we avoid something, if we're like, I'm not going to see that, I'm not going to look at that, I'm going to pretend that the pain of this person passing, as I had a child pass, or if like I had the pain of this relationship, or the pain of me going to work every day is so excruciating because I hate it and I know I'm just doing it for money and I feel like I'm wasting my life away, but I'm going to avoid it and just pretend those feelings don't exist and just show up. We create this combustion of energy between us and somebody else or us in life that eventually will, and that's usually how we break our own heart. By avoiding what we know we need to look at, avoiding what we know we need to feel. And so the way that we can start to overcome this, and I write about this in my book, An Uncompromised Life, is to start living uncompromised to your soul. So what is your soul? Your soul is basically a part of you, or it is an essence of you, would be the best word, the essence of who you truly are. And your soul can only really feel safe to be seen and expressed when you start to have a dialogue with it, that it's okay for it to feel, for it to express, for it to be here, and for it to be present. The longer that you go, that part of me that feels like I shouldn't be doing this, that part of me that doesn't like I'm in this relationship, that part of me that I doesn't like getting up and going to work every day, that part of me, if I ignore that, creating energetic combustion that eventually you're going to go off on your boss, you're going to get fired, your relationship is going to turn toxic, you're going to experience something that's not very fun. You may get cancer, as I did at 14 years old. Like there's going to be something that happens. And so how to really start overcoming this heartbreak, because we really only break our own heart. No one else can break our heart. We actually are the only person that guides us to break our heart. And it's beautiful because we always learn through heartbreak greater than when we learn if there's everything's going great and there's nothing wrong. We don't really learn then. And so it's always good to know that when you're in a heartbreak, you are learning and you are moving through it. And so when you understand this concept, it's true that we break our own heart, and that when you are avoiding feelings, that you combust them and then you exert an energy because you're actually going against your own feelings. You start to understand that you can take different actions to start to control this energy and anger and frustration inside of you, to start having a dialogue with your soul of what is it you actually want, instead of getting mad at everyone else around you. Mad that someone's telling you what to do. Mad that someone didn't call you on time. Mad that someone didn't text you on time. Mad that someone's not showing up for you. Sad that someone left you. Sad maybe that you feel abandoned. You can start to play with these emotions and play with these feelings, and then from that space take responsibility for yourself, and then start to take action that will bring you in alignment or bring you in motion with who you really desire to be. And so with that, I hope that this message really serves you in avoidance of emotions. This was something that I did for a long time, you guys, like major time. I avoided, I pretend my feelings didn't matter. I pretend like no one would even care if I shared them. And if I did share my feelings and someone shut me down, I would keep showing up to the relationship anyway, when it was totally this person just rejected your feelings once. Why are they gonna change again? Like, it was just crazy because I had this deep belief that my feelings really didn't matter. And I think a lot of us feel that way, that we share our feelings, if we share what's on our heart, it doesn't matter. Or if we've shared it before and people didn't hear us, we just are like, it just doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna keep showing up to the relationship. And that avoidance of like, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, causes heartbreak, because you're compounding rejecting yourself, which is then internally like having other people reject you. So I hope this serves. I really honestly suggest, if you are avoiding your feelings, this book really was birthed for me avoiding my feelings, that you get a pre-order of it. Just message me Uncompromised and I'll make sure that you get a pre-order of it. It comes in this beautiful box. It's like a journey in a box, this book. Like, it's incredible. We have envelopes that are engraved, handwritten notes, and we to each person as an intuitive. You get a crystal, and crystals carry souls, crystals carry energy. So when you receive this crystal, whatever pain you might be going through or whatever loss you may have experienced, it's a crystal to help you communicate with that soul, with the spirit, with the relationship with yourself. And so message me Uncompromised to pre-order the book so that you can get it. Remember to share this live video so that it goes out and you get entered in to win the prizes. And then lastly, for the month of October, so there's a few days left, I had a special where you can get a one-on-one consulting with me. Usually my consultations are $333, but for the month of October, because I did this series, especially on heartbreak, understanding how to overcome it, how to truly, truly come to being in love with yourself and life, it's only a $50 consultation, and then that goes to whatever program or service we decide to work together for. And so with this, I just want to look really closely, as I do with everyone. I want you to know that when you're watching this, your pain is so close to passing. Your heartbreak is so close to being over. The anger you've held can be let go, and that you are absolutely worthy and deserving to fall madly in love with this miraculous world we get to live in. So message me Uncompromised to get the link to pre-order the book and the experience of the box you get, and message me one-on-one to get mentorship with me, and then please share this to be entered to win the drawing. I love you all so much. Know that you are fully safe to feel your feelings, and there's no reason to avoid them to cause heartbreak yourself.